Hi there, it's Debbie from Celestial Astrology Healing.co.uk, and today I'd like to talk about the forthcoming lunar eclipse. It's a partial lunar eclipse on Saturday, the 28th of October, and this will be at 5 degrees Scorpio, where the moon will be in opposition to the sun at 5 degrees Taurus. So this will be at 21:40 something BST, which is British summertime. So that would be 20:40 something universal time, and you would have to adjust that for your time zone. So this is the last of the eclipses across the Scorpio and Taurus axes, which began on the 19th of November 2021. So this brings these topics across these axes in your own personal birth chart to a culmination and a completion point. So if you're new to my channel, I welcome you to press the subscribe button and put some comments below if any of this resonates with you. And I really appreciate that. So the eclipses come in cycles, like waves that happen again and again. And we've recently had a solar eclipse on the 14th of October in Libra, and that began when the Aries Libra axis started chipping into the Taurus Scorpio axis, and they always go backwards, the lunar nodes. They always go, it's clockwise around the birth chart. And if you would like to cast your chart and you know your time of birth, have a look in the comments below for astro.com, where you would need your name, date, place, and crucially time of birth. But if you don't know your time of birth, then later on you can listen in for your sun sign or moon sign for the signs of the zodiac and see which resonates with you. So the last new moon solar eclipse happened in Scorpio on the 25th of October. So if you can cast your mind back to what themes were prevalent in your life then, a new moon is the beginning point where we can plant seeds, new projects may happen, new opportunities. If you work with those cycles of intention, then casting your mind back to 25th of October 2022, this might be bringing to a completion, an end point, the topics back in your life then. So let me just share a wee image. So here is an image of some eclipses of the moon. Some of them show a really deep red color called a strawberry moon when it picks up some of the Earth's atmosphere, because what happens is the sun and the moon are in complete alignment, and then there's a shadow that's cast from the Earth, and it only happens and makes a complete lunar eclipse when this alignment is across the axes and the nodes are all lined up. It's to do with latitude and longitude and everything being perfectly aligned. So when there's just a partial lunar eclipse, just part of the Earth's shadow is cast across the moon. So when we have a partial eclipse, it could just sort of signify on some levels of something not being completely seen in its full light, because the moon reflects the light of the sun here. So what can we say? I will put a link if I can manage how to do it, because I watched a video explaining about the what happens during a lunar eclipse, and I think I've got a link from NASA that I might post into the comments box below if you're interested in the actual astronomy. So I thought I'd pause the recording, but I didn't. But now I've got a chart of the actual lunar eclipse on the 28th of October 2023. This is shown for where I am in Scotland. So you would have to adapt your time zone if you are east of the UK. This will be later in the day if you're in America. And if you're, no, that's the opposite. That's west. Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up, and I've been trying to prepare this for quite some time at my place of work here at Centaur Design. So bear with me. If you are west of the Greenwich Meridian line, which is in the UK in London, is that right? yeah, west, that's it, because you go across the coast to Ireland and across to the States, then this will be happening later because we're ahead of you. And if you are east, this will be happening earlier in the day. So let me point out some things here. If I can get my annotate tool up, I don't know where it's gone. Or maybe, oh, here it is. You can't see this, but yeah, it takes me a while just to get these things together. So at the time of a lunar eclipse or a full moon, and this is a full moon lunar eclipse because the nodes of the moon are within a close proximity to the sun. So here we go. We've got the sun is, sorry, the moon is at 5 degrees Taurus. Here we are here. This is shown for a Cancerian ascendant chart. And the moon is at 5 degrees, sorry, the sun is at 5 degrees Scorpio, 9 minutes, and the moon is opposite. So at full moon, there's always an opposition, and at new moon, the sun and the moon are in the same signs. So the lunar nodes, there's Rahu, the north node of the moon. You can see 6, it's within 11 degrees of the moon. So that's what makes it an eclipse, when it's within about, it's within 18 degrees, and the closer to the sun or the moon. And here there's 6, yeah, it's 11 degrees here. So yeah, 11 degrees on both sides. I can, maths is not my strong point, but basically that's why there is an eclipse. So what else can we see happening in the heavens? This is a map of the heavens at the time of the eclipse. We have a stellium of planets down here. I thought that was going to be a circle. It's not. Let me get my circle. We have a stellium when there's 3 or more planets down here in the sign of Scorpio. So we have the sun at, oh, we have the sun at 5 degrees Scorpio. Oh, so I'm really sorry. I'm quite tired and I'm determined to do this today. Thank you so much for bearing with me. There should be an arrow. Yes, here we are. The sun's at 5 degrees Scorpio, 9 minutes. As I was saying, opposite the moon. Mercury has now been reborn as an evening star rising after the sun. So Mercury is in this deep water sign of Scorpio, symbolized by the scorpion, and it's a fixed feminine water sign. And we also have Mars, which in ancient astrology also rules Scorpio. So Mars is in the temple that he rules. He's powerful, he's insightful, he's deep, he's passionate. And with Mercury, the planet of the gods of communication, there's this deep penetrative, probing, detective potential of communications and looking deeply into things that are beneath the surface here during this full moon. And up in the opposite sign of Taurus, we have the moon and Jupiter. I want to make a better circle than that. Let me do it again. We have the moon, Jupiter, and Uranus here. That's more like it. In the sign of Taurus, opposite the sun in Scorpio, which is this Scorpio time of the year. So the moon's 5 degrees Taurus, 9 minutes. We have expansive planet Jupiter, who could be seen as Santa Claus, or the expansive, jovial, helpful uncle, you know, that brings gifts and opportunities. And then we have erratic planet Uranus, who could be seen as a sort of, you know, I don't know, the outcast of the family. He brings unpredictable things to the table, unexpected things, destabilizing things, throws a curved ball, and then so that can sort of, in the mix of the exalted moon in Taurus, there's potential for expansion, growth, and opportunities, but at the same time, Taurus, being a fixed feminine earth sign, really wants stability, wants to not change. Uranus is not going to allow that to happen, because Uranus introduces something not expected. So that can be feeling quite destabilizing. And this has been going on throughout this whole transit of Taurus, Uranus through Taurus here. So if you've got planets in the fixed signs of the zodiac, which are, let me just point them out with an arrow. Now I've discovered where they are again. The fixed signs of the zodiac, there's Aries, the beginning of the astrological year, is Taurus, and then we've got fixed, that's fixed earth, and then we've got fixed fire, Leo, and we have fixed water, Scorpio, which is the season we're in now, and then we've got fixed air, which is Aquarius. So if you have planets within a 3-degree orb of 5 degrees, that would take it down to 2 degrees to 8 degrees of these signs. You may be feeling this lunar eclipse more intensely because you will be having the eclipse, the sun and the moon either conjunct your planets if they were in Scorpio and Taurus, or square if you've got planets in the beginning, the 2 to 8 degrees of Leo and 2 to 8 degrees of Aquarius. They will be in a square aspect. So you will feel this stronger if you've got personal planets in those fixed signs of the zodiac. So now what I'm hoping to do is actually just go into some potential interpretations based upon your rising sign, if you know your rising sign, or if you don't, you can look at the sun or the moon. The sun can represent your father, your life's purpose, your ambition in life. The moon can represent your environment, your body, your mother, those sort of things. But the ascendant changes every 2 hours approximately. So it is really more related to you and your outlook and you being in control of your life. And therefore it can be more accurate. But listen in for what you feel and see what resonates with you. So let me just stop the share. I could leave it on this, I suppose. So bear in mind that I'm relatively new to doing these interpretations and it may or may not resonate with you. So for Aries ascendant, we'll start with Aries because it's the first sign of the astrological year. The moon will be in the 2nd house of Taurus and the sun will be in the 8th house of topics. So these are topics about your own resources, your own skills, a sense of your ability to create finances using your own money. And it's about senses of self-worth, Aries ascendant, and how your ability is enhanced maybe here with Jupiter bringing benefits and opportunities and enhancing this theme of making money. But Uranus can be erratic and throw in a curved ball here. And he encourages independence and freedom. So this is in opposition to the sun in Scorpio, which has Mercury there, as I was just explaining, and Mars in Scorpio, very powerful. So this is bringing up topics of shared resources because the 8th house is about what comes in from other people's money. So if you're not in a relationship, it won't relate to your partner's money, but it could be money coming in from other resources such as grants, tax rebates, inheritances, things like that. So there's maybe going to be an ending, Aries ascendant, on how these interactions have worked for you in the past, now that we've come to this culmination point with a sense of letting go of these patterns. So see how that works for you. And after this full moon lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse, the sun will also oppose Jupiter and Uranus. And that will be affecting everybody across these axes and the houses where the Scorpio and Taurus houses are for you. But remembering that this is an end point, something that started in October 2022 is coming to an end. So good luck with that. Taurus ascendant, the moon will be in your 1st house. So this is a really powerful house for the moon to be in Taurus at 5 degrees. The 1st house is the helm of the ship in ancient astrology using whole sign house system. This is really related to you, to your outlook, your personality, and your vitality. So perhaps there's something really visible about you expressing yourself now, coming to completion, maybe with more self-belief in your own abilities, because Jupiter is offering support and growth in this very stable sign of the zodiac ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, and harmony. So this is in opposition to the sun in Scorpio, which is co-present, as I was saying, with Mercury and Mars being really powerful in that house of relationships. So there could be an end point coming with this your previous attitudes towards relationships. So perhaps there's a potential to bring some sort of conflict to an end. within certain personal relationships with issues that may have begun back in October 2022. So see if that resonates with you, Scorpio, Taurus ascendants. So next, let me just get my sheets of paper, which I prepared earlier, like in the Jupiter. We've got Gemini ascendant. So Gemini, this partial lunar eclipse will be happening in a more private house in the 12th house of Taurus, which is a really, it's the most hidden house. It's the furthest away from the helm of the ship. We go all the way around the zodiac wheel and we come back round to the 12th house, which is about deep reflections, privacy and reclusiveness. And it may involve tapping right into your subconscious thoughts and your dreams. And this is highlighted by Jupiter encouraging expansion to these realms of your life and maybe bringing hidden topics up to the fore. So pay attention to the messages that you discover from these subconscious realms. And at the same time, the moon is in opposition in Scorpio in your 6th house, co-present with Mercury in Scorpio and Mars in Scorpio. Mars again being powerful. And the 6th house was known in ancient astrology as the house of Mars's joy. So there sometimes can be a sense of conflict because Mars is a warrior and he doesn't mind fighting for what he believes in. So in Scorpio, he's powerful, he's intense, and there could be some highlighted disagreements or discussions or debates here. So just take a breather before engaging your quick mercurial mind into that reflex mode. And also this house can represent health and sickness. So there could be inflammation with Mars in this area of life because Mars is heated, although it's in the water sign, so maybe there's more steam than heat. Recognizing the importance of retreat, which can help counterbalance these potential issues for you there, Gemini ascendant. So I hope that's helpful. Cancerian ascendant. The moon will be in your 11th house of Taurus, co-present with Jupiter and Uranus. So the 11th house is very much about bringing to light topics around your groups and your tribe, those that are helpful to you, your allies, people that you would treat like really good friends that support you in life. So there's some themes coming to the fore here being highlighted, and it could also be related to your public reputation and your career and rewards. It's the house of hopes and wishes, Jupiter's joy, the 11th house, and it's the 2nd house from the 10th house, which is your career. So there could be some positive outcomes coming to fruition up here, maybe with some sense of independence and stepping out, maybe becoming self-employed or just doing something in a more out of the box way with Uranus there and Jupiter being helpful there. And the opposition is in the house of the 5th house of Scorpio, which is known as Venus's joy, and Mars and Mercury are also there. So there's a sense of needing to bring some balance because the full moons are always related to a tug of war type thing across these axes of oppositions, which is the nature of Saturn. So pulling until there's a balance. So for you, Cancerian ascendants, it's about finding the balance between where pleasures come in your life, where you find pleasures, and also the shared house of pleasures. So there's something coming to completion and full illumination for you there. When I say full illumination, maybe not quite because of that partial lunar eclipse. So there's something a little bit obscured there, but things are coming to the fore, coming to an ending point. Maybe this